John Sandbakken's the Executive Director of the National Sunflower Association. John, here it is early October. Any sunflower harvest going on yet?
Well, yes, we've had really good harvest progress in Texas so far. Probably right around 60% of the crop has already been harvested there, and yields have been pretty average so far. Here in the northern plains in North Dakota, South Dakota, harvest really started going last week, and we're seeing yields anywhere from 2,000 pounds to 2,800 pounds is what I've heard. And just the weather, the way it looks here the next couple of weeks, we're going to stay nice and warm and dry, so we should see some good progress in the days ahead.
So it's a pretty good sunflower crop then in the North Country.
Definitely. We had really good moisture this spring because of all the moisture we had last fall. Unfortunately, that made harvest tough, but it sure came in handy this year because we were pretty dry, and it was the kind of weather that sunflowers like, and they just tapped down into that subsoil moisture, and we've really seen some nice yields so far.
Quality good on the crop?
Definitely. We've the lowest oil that I've heard right now is around 40%, which is the minimum, but I've seen, oil yields as high as 46 to almost 50%, so very good year.
How about the quality on the confection sunflowers, or did they grow any in the North Country?
Oh, yes, they did, definitely. So far the quality is also good on the convection seeds. They have nice color, good test weight so far from what I've heard, and it's also looking like a very nice crop this year.
Price holding up okay?
Definitely. One of the things that, we experienced this year going into the new market year is our stocks are really low. And so overall prices have increased here just in the last couple of weeks here. We've seen like about a nice 15 to 25 cent boost in old crop prices as well, which is now new crop. And just looking forward to that, staying that way.
Are the processors starting to try to contract for another year this early?
Yes, we have. Last week, the ADM plant in Enderlin, North Dakota, rolled out with their new crop prices. They came out with New Sun at about $17.75 and High Lakes at a little over $18. So, a really good starting point for the crop for next year, for 2021.
Did you run into any problems? I should have asked you that earlier. Any disease or any insect problems with the crop?
This year with the dry conditions that we had, disease was really not much of a factor. We were a little bit worried there at times when we had some dewier, conditions, but it was just overall a little too dry for disease. And even on the insect side, we just didn't see the pressure that we probably would have thought we would have seen in drier conditions. Not sure if it was because of the year we had last fall where it was wet and then very, very cold, and they just didn't have a lot of eggs that were left over. But so just not a lot of issues so far. But until the crop is in the bin, you never know. So we want to make sure we get it off as soon as possible.
John Sandbakken, the Executive Director of the National Sunflower Association. Thanks for joining us. And come back and join us for our next podcast, won't you? May God bless, and see you then. I'm Howard Hale.